not plugged in. They always work better when they're plugged in. Welcome back, guys. In tonight's video we're going to be doing 3 things. We're going to be going on a bit of a rescue mission and see if we can save these very beaten up and very, very rare and very expensive windscreen pillars for our Healey 104. We're also going to be telling you about the whereabouts of our Healey 104 because finally it has been moved and it has gone somewhere. And also briefly at the end, non-Healey related content. I do apologise, but we're going to be telling you about a car that we are selling next week with an MOT that you can drive away for £1. Let's go and take a look. Now then, first things first, our windscreen pillars, because we need these to go on the car. Now then, on some Healey 104s these were painted body colour, and I think at some point in the last 50 or 60 years these have been painted body colour too. But when somebody, in their infinite wisdom, decided to remove the paint, they didn't do it very softly. They've used what looks like a very, very abrasive wire wheel on a drill, and they've put some horrible digs and swirl marks into our aluminium windscreen pillars. So we're going to have to be very brave today, and we're going to have to see what we can do to salvage them. Let's go and take a little look at what we're going to be using and what techniques we're going to have to be doing. Fingers crossed it goes well. And also these are, as I say, quite rare. You can get them reproduction. I've found them online. £705 each. They're horrifically expensive. And I found one, used one online for £395. So, you know, find a pair of those, that's 800 quid, and they're probably going to be just as bad, if not worse, than what we've already got. Now, as I say, I've had a little play around with this one. The one that's in better condition to look at. I started with a 400 grit because I didn't want to go mad. And it didn't touch it. And then I went down to like 200-ish, 240, didn't touch it. 120, didn't touch it. So then I had to get the 80 grit out, and I had to be really, really, really brave. And it looks horrific when you do it, but you just got to push through those deep, 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 deep scratches. So without further ado, we're gonna do away with the one that we're halfway through, get out some 80 grit, be really, really brave, and then take this all the way down so that you can't see any digs and dings and dents, and then build it back up from there. So, 15, 20 minutes in, we've gone over it as much as we can with 80 grit, and I'm starting to see why Dad was so keen to delegate this job to me. Cheers, Dad. We're in a much better place. The scratches are in places quite deep, but they are even. They're all 80 grit scratches. But the rest of it now, from 80 grit upwards, we need to go to 40 and so on and so on. Get it up to something like 1000 grit. So let's go for a 240 and see how much better she looks after that, and hopefully we can lose these 80 grit scratches. Fingers crossed. Well, there's the 240 grit stage done, and another 12 minutes of my life that I'm never going to get back. But I think we're starting to get there. We're starting to get a bit of a breakthrough. it's starting to look borderline shiny. Let's have a little look. Right, this is the 240 grit stage complete. Now unfortunately I'm filming this in 4K Ultra HD, which can see better than my eyes, and before I started filming I thought this looked pretty good, but the closer I get with the 4K camera, the more I realise we've got a long way to go. But take a step back, it's got a bit of a shine to it. We're getting there. I think it's now time to move on to the 400 grit and then see how that goes. Right, 400 grit stage complete, and from a bit of a distance we're getting a bit of a shine. You can almost see my reflection. Alright, I'm being optimistic, I get it, but the scratches are getting less, the shine is getting better, it's smoother, it's starting to feel nicer to sand as well, and yeah, another 10 to 12 minutes of my life that I'm never going to get back. Let's hope they come up perfectly. Right, 600 grit stage done. Scratches are starting to minimalise a little bit. Shine wise, the same, maybe. Right, I'm going to move on to 1000 grit and then see how we get on with that. But it's all nice and even, which is, it's important to me. If it's all an even matte with the same depth of scratch, then hopefully when it goes away to final polish, it will all come out evenly. .1000 grit, wet sand, and we're finally starting to get somewhere. Let's have a little close-up, have another look. All of a sudden, those very deep, irreparable 80 grit scratches are starting to seem like a distant memory. We're getting somewhere. This is my pleased face, and also my relieved face too. Whew, we're getting a result out of this one. Right then. I've given a little go over with 1500 grit and it's starting to get there. It's starting to look pretty good. Now that's the sort of stage that we've been told to get them to before they go away for polishing. But for you guys, that doesn't get you to see what the finished product is. So I thought, seeing as we've got no Healey in the garage, tell you more about that at the end, I don't have to worry about making a huge mess. So I've got the mop set up in the bench on an angle, and I've gone for some Meguiar's Ultimate Compound because apparently it cuts as fast as harsh abrasives, and that's good enough for me. I've set it to number 6 because if in doubt, flat out. I've coated the mop, and now we're going to turn her on and we're going to try and, you know, like you see it in when the professionals do it, and hopefully it'll come out really shiny and you can see that this has been a well worthwhile video. I think we're in a good place. Maybe a little coat of wax for good luck, and then I'll show you the finished product. There you go guys, coat of wax, and have a little look and check them out. I think they look absolutely stunning. And considering that reproduction ones are 700 quid each, and if you can find some second-hand ones they're 400 quid each, and if you look at the state of these, before we started to where we are now, for the sake of an hour's work, if you're happy to sacrifice a perfectly functioning shoulder, then it's very, very much worth doing, and it hasn't cost us a thing. A little bit of wet and dry stuff that we had lying around in the garage, so always round happy days. Now, I told you at the end I was going to tell you what's happening with Austin Healey. It has finally gone away for paint. For those of you who follow our Instagram page, you will know, because you would have seen it last week, but the Healey is finally gone, and it will be coming back after Christmas, fully painted, looking beautiful, and then things get a little bit more exciting, don't they? I think Healey content-wise, we're done now for the year, so if I don't see you, have a wonderful Christmas. And before you go, I did mention we're selling a car for £1. It's non-Healey related content, guys, but if you're looking for a first car, or maybe your son or daughter is just about to start driving and they want a first car. This is a car that's got 6 months MOT, starts, runs and drives, and we're going to be selling it. Fingers crossed if I can sort out a few little gremlins with it tomorrow. I'm sure at this point now it'll go wrong and I'll look silly, but we are going to sell it for £1. So when that video pops up, hopefully tomorrow, give it a watch, even if you just want a car because it's a car for £1. Anyway guys, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more from us, don't forget to subscribe. Have a wonderful week and a wonderful Christmas. See you soon. Oh dear. I think I need to go and wash my clothes, clean the car, clean my bench. Oh! One more thing before I go. Massive shout out to my dad for giving me the wonderful opportunity to polish these windscreen pillars. Without you, Dad, what would I have possibly done with my Friday night? Because I'm only halfway through and I've just realised I've got another one to do. So that's another hour of my life I won't get back. Would I change it for the world? No. Because I love this. I really do. See you later.